for somebody, kid?
These on this for my mom, my dad, my uncle.
How much stuff you got in that bag?
Welcome back to Talladega. Dale Jarrett is our leader.
42, 7, 5, and 28 behind.
He will get those 5 official bonus points. Now he has led a lap. Bobby Lobato's led a lap. Mark Martin has yet to lead a lap. I'll show you how DJ took the lead.
Going in turn 3. He just moves to the outside. Then Jeff Gordon goes down the corner. DJ drives up on the outside. And then Joe Nemechek decided he'd go up with DJ because the outside line seems to be just a little bit faster right now because of momentum. And all the guys on the outside say, okay, we're going to follow Jarrett, and left Jeff Gordon out by himself. And Jeff Gordon has now fallen back to about the 12th position as he tries his best to work his way back to the front.
Jarrett and Nemechek, the top 2. Then comes Michael Waltrip. There's the quality care Ford for the 17th starting spot. There's a look. He finally led a lap on lap 116. Not important how early you lead or how often. It's when you lead. Dead right, the last few laps when he wants to be up there.
That's when you really want to be up there, but you like to get up there as quick as you can and get those 5 bonus points. It will take a while today.
3 slow cars coming up.
Now he'll draft those 3 slow cars, try to pick up as much as he can off of them.
Potter going down to talk to another car.
Probably Tony Glover, who's spotting for Joe Nemechek.
And they're discussing maybe
42 says he's content to stay there.
Okay, we got the answer right there. Says he's content to stay there. They're running some good laps now. They ran over 193 miles an hour that last time. That's some of the fastest laps we've seen the leader run recently, although they were coming up on some lap cars, and that helped them a little bit.
And I guess that these cars, all these cars can make it on just one more stop.
3 cars behind the 42. I don't think he's content to do anything.
I think you're probably right.
Let him know what you're looking, Bob.
I said, Bob, that's a pretty fair assumption that the 3 car, Dale Earnhardt, if he gets a chance to lead this race, look out, he's going to lead it.
Getting a run on you here.
not a patient bone in Earnhardt's body, I would guess to say.
It looked for a moment like the field might be able to single file and pull away, but they haven't been able to do it. We haven't seen anybody do it today. Most of the time at this point of the race here at Talladega, you'll see 5, 6, 7, or 8 cars that single out, get in single file, and are able to pull away from the rest of the field. But we haven't seen it today. That just shows how close the cars are.
You see Chad Little's car number 97. He's back out of the garage area after working on the transmission. We might mention that Wally Dallenbach is on the racetrack. They replaced the power steering pump on his Budweiser Chevrolet. He is back.
All still up high now. They're all still up high.
Yeah, that little deal worked pretty good for DJ. He might remember that when he went down the corner high and dove real low. Seemed like he got about a car length advantage on these cars.
I think that's what he was doing, was testing that situation right there, Benny, to see what it would do. You got 6 cars there, 5 cars up front there. The 6th car of Kenny Irwin is running side by side with the lap car of Chad Little, who is 20 laps down now.
DJ, how's your car out front? Car's good out front.
Dale Jarrett's finished 3rd or better in 6 of the last 8 Winston Cup events held here, including a win in this race a year ago. There's Todd Parrott. You see left side of the
I've
screen.
talked to the first 4 cars behind you. They all say they won't stay in line.
Well, that's interesting that they do want to stay in line. And really, that might give them an opportunity to break away from some of those drivers that are still running side by side back there for about 8th or 9th place.
All single file.
And And we thought there would be some patience there, but apparently the brothers, Labonte said no. They will shuffle Earnhardt to the inside. Terry and Bobby Labonte, respectively. Dale Jarrett is on the bottom of the racetrack. Nemechek in the middle and up high. Here comes the car number 5 of Terry Labonte. So shuffling back 4th, 5th, and 6th, but Dale Jarrett remains our leader after 121 of 188 laps are complete. Back in a moment.
Announcing America's newest tire store, your Ford and Lincoln Mercury dealer. They have just the brand name tires for you. Tires designed and built for your Ford, Mercury, or Lincoln. All at competitive prices. Now the best place to get tires is from factory-trained technicians, the people who know your car best. Quality care service, the right people, the right parts, and always the right prices at participating Ford and Lincoln Mercury dealers.
The rigid 10-inch table saw powers through even the toughest hardwoods. The oscillating sander converts from spindle to edge belt sanding in seconds. Engineered for power and precision, each and every rigid tool carries a lifetime warranty. But when it comes to something with even more power, Rigid's got that too. Rigid, available at the Home Depot.
I can't stay here another minute.
Not what you need to hear. Then Super 8's where you need to stay. As clean as can be, 1,800 times over. Clean, friendly Super 8. All the room you want.
Tonight, we had the perfect meal for us. The Olive Garden's never-ending pasta bowl. You pick any of the special pastas, and you get all the free refills you want. Plus all the salad and breadsticks for $6.95. Good thing I was born hungry. The Olive Garden. When you're here, you're family.
When you travel at over 300 miles per hour, you need all the protection you can get. 8-time champion John Force uses Castrol, the only leading 10W30 that provides maximum protection against both viscosity and thermal breakdown. Because some people have more important things to worry about. Castrol GTX. Drive hard. And try Castrol Syntec Blend for added synthetic protection.
And a reminder coming up on SportsCenter tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Can the Mets stay alive? The Braves have a 3-1 lead in the National League Championship Series. And what about the Rams? Can they remain perfect? Highlights of the Rams-Falcons game in Atlanta. And how about the Buffalo Bills trying to hold on to first place? Raiders-Bills highlights all on SportsCenter coming up tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern Time on ESPN. Back in Talladega, Dale Jarrett holding on now. Terry Labonte and Bobby Labonte has shuffled their way into 2nd and 3rd place. And take a look at the 28 car. Got to give a call to Kenny Irwin on the restart. He was back about 25th spot or so, and has slowly but surely just picked them off.
And here we go for the lead change. The Labonte brothers hooked up. Terry Labonte will lead that lap. He has help from his brother. And we'll see the line go by on the inside. We saw it go by on the outside. And now it goes by on the inside. We talked about Kenny Irwin. He moves up into 3rd spot. And here comes Earnhardt.
Got a hole coming up with the 7 car. It's a big hole. 7 car's coming up to you. 7 car is clear.
Spotter telling him that as soon as the 7 car goes by, that's your hole. Indicating you can turn down and get in the draft area.
But closing up in a hurry because Mark Martin was coming up there.
Looking outside, looking outside.
And look at Jeff Gordon all alone in that DuPont Chevrolet on the bottom of the racetrack. Wow. Now that is getting hung out.
Six cars in the lead race. Earnhardt making a move up on the outside. That goes up into 3rd.
It looks like it doesn't make any difference where Dale Earnhardt starts, guys. Take a look at that. 9 top 10 finishes in 13 races, starting 26th or worse. He started 27th here today, and now he's making a charge for 2nd spot.
He's making a charge right now. Bobby Labonte is making a charge for the lead on the outside. Earnhardt is going to follow him. Now Terry Labonte is the odd man out.
Well, Bobby didn't mind hanging his brother down there, did he? Okay, I got to go.
He moved over to try to help his brother get a little bit of snip, but it's not going to help because this outside line is going by. And poor Kenny Irwin, what happened to him? He was third just a moment ago.
He's back in 10th place now. But he's still not far behind the leader.
Now, Bobby Labonte doesn't mind having his brother Terry as a dancing partner, but he'd like to have his teammate Tony Stewart. But where's Tony? What happened to the Home Depot Pontiac, Bill Weber?
Well, the car is good, but it's still a rookie driver in there. And remember, he is working on 2 tires here. But Tony lost his rhythm a little bit, lost his place in line, got shuffled out. Now he's riding around, being patient, trying to watch and learn, and hopefully will be able to climb his way back up to the front. But right now, he's at the back or near the back of that pack trying to make their way forward.
Jimmy Spencer and Kyle Petty. A couple of guys have gotten up this lead group and trying to go someplace. Meanwhile, Mike Skinner's in the middle of this 3 wide. And Skinner squeezes up right in front of Ward Burton. Meanwhile, we have Terry Labonte, Kenny Irwin, Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Spencer trying to get something going on the bottom of the racetrack. And it looks like right now the outside line gets a little bit more momentum.
There is Spencer right in front of Kenny Wallace, right behind Jeff Gordon, and he was commenting on.
Spencer hasn't been quite as strong as we thought he might be because in restrictor plate races he really has been going good in the last couple of years, but now he's asserting himself a little bit more now up there in the top 15.
Coca-Cola on board with Jeff Burton, the guy going for $1 million. If he can pull it off, he's pulled it off twice this year. Has won that $1 million bonus from the folks in Winston. Right now, he's in 12th position.
And Jeff's fan is Byron Pratt from Houston, Texas, hoping to become a millionaire. He's looking where the Noble 5 cars are running. Mark Martin is 6th. Ward Burton back in 10th spot. Jeff Burton being shown back in the 12th position. Jeremy Mayfield is 19th, and Kevin LePage back in 22nd.
Spencer went blunt.
Approximately how long can we pit? 12 to 13.
12 to 13 laps before the pit. And that will be the final pit stop of the day. Oh, we see now the 31 cars come down the 88 trying to figure out when they're going to pit, because you have to have help when you pit. You have to have someone else come in. You cannot be out there by yourself.
And there's representatives from the Phillips team there for Michael Waltrip, and talking over with the Lowe's crew members and the Quality Care crew members, Todd Parrott.
So this is one time that you don't hold back secrets. You want to work those things out.
Want to be open and honest.
Yes.
You're going to need help to come down pit road to get back up there. Now, the last 5 or 6 laps, it's every man for himself. But on 4 cars, single file. Bobby Labonte, one of 16 different cars that have led this race today at Talladega, Alabama. Why is NASCAR racing becoming America's #1 spectator sport? You're seeing it right here. Back with more in a moment.
Available at GEX in Hampton and Newport News.
October only. Newport News Shipbuilding Employees Credit Union offers auto financing that's easy as 1, 2, 3. 1% cash back, 2 ways to defer payment, 3 ways to finance. Use our low-rate auto loan or our member auto payment saver lease alternative, MAPS. And if you're a homeowner, you can use our Max Tax Auto Loan for a possible tax deduction. Make your best deal with a dealer, then get 1% cash back from your Shipyard Credit Union. Don't miss the savings.
Tonight on ESPN at 7 Sports Center, at 7:30 NFL Primetime, and at 8:15 the Redskins Cardinals. On ESPN2 at 7 Kart, at 9 RPM tonight, and at 9:30 the NASCAR Winston 500. And on ESPN Beginning at 7, Classic Click and Pick, and at 10, Classic Sports Center Flashbacks. Do you have all the ESPN networks?
Back at Talladega, and remarkably, that's what happens when you get out of the draft. Sterling Marlin's car number 40 about to go a lap down. He's trying to hang on as they are still negotiating down there. There's representatives from Jeff Gordon's team. Frank Stoddard there from Jeff Burton's team talking with Todd Parrott. Pit stops have got to be coming somewhere 7, 8, 9 laps away.
Terry Labonte's crew was just down there a moment ago checking on when DJ was going to pit, and they said it's lap 141, which is about 8 laps from now. And they've discussed how many tires they were going to take on. They said 4. Again, this is a time that you've got to be honest, because you need that help.
Some of those guys that changed 2 tires earlier, you would think would have to change 4 this time, and some of the guys that changed 4 could get by with changing 2.
Mm-hmm.
Although if you have to fill the tank completely full of fuel, you just about can change 4 tires in that length of time.
Earnhardt was right up, it was before they went that corner, right on the back bumper of Bobby Labonte, trying to push him on in there.
Well, the best average finish the last 10 restrictor plate races belongs to Bobby Labonte with an average finish of 6. He's also scored the most points. Guess who's second? The guy right behind him, Dale Earnhardt. Now, Terry Labonte was up there with his brother Bobby leading a moment ago, and he shuffled back to about 17th spot. And speaking of shuffling, here goes Earnhardt.
They're going to try to shuffle Bobby Labonte back. They saw that car coming up down on the inside of the racetrack. That's Brett Bodine that they were coming up on.
And Mike Skinner gets a great run, but is it going to help him any?
Clear low. Good job.
And here goes Jarrett on the inside of Earnhardt.
Had a run going into the corner and was able to pull it off.
Well, like a rocket ship down beneath Earnhardt, he makes the pass and pulls by 5 car lengths.
3-car lead on 7.
Had the help of Michael Walker, and boy, they just shot by them. That's what you can do when you get that momentum build up.
Be about 6 laps away, make it 5 laps away from what is expected to be the final pit stop of the day. Now, some cars will begin to come in the next 2 laps. Remember, it all has to do with who you made a deal with. They can make it the rest of the way from here. Their window is open as far as fuel is concerned, right, Dan?
Yes, they should be able to go, once they stop now, they should be able to go the rest of the way as far as fuel is concerned. At this point, 52 laps. When we come back, it'll be 51 laps to go, and they can go that far easily.
As you come off the corner, we can see that it's not going to be Jarrett. This group of cars is kind of making a pit stop.
Car's still good, right? No changes?
All right, here's Kenny Schrader on pit road all alone. No one else down pit road with him in the Skoll Chevrolet, our 4th fastest qualifier. He will head down to Sammy Johns. Let's go down to Ray Dunlap.
Should be a 2-tire stop here for Kenny Schrader. Not sure why he came down by himself, but there's a lot of bargaining going down here. The 6-car talking about coming in 2 laps. Dale Earnhardt will be in soon. Right side tires on for Schrader, making sure they get all the fuel in it, and they send him away.
Benny, that's exactly what you were talking about. They had to sit there and wait for him to put the gas in. You know, a couple extra seconds, they could change those left side tires.
They were talking about
here they come.
I thought they were coming in the pits. I don't know what the location was. Or it might be pitting under green here. 18's down low.
I thought a couple of cars coming in the pits. They were just trying to pass on the 8th of the racetrack.
A lot of bargaining ongoing down in the pits. Let's listen.
When y'all gonna come? Okay. Okay. 4. Robert, the 5's coming on 141. 143. You gotta get 4. Yeah, I'm gonna get 4. You know what I'm saying? Ford Frankie. It's tires, man. You know what I'm saying? Even though they look good, it's just, you know what I'm saying? We got 4 a while ago. It's the best car is.
Boy, Frankie Stoddard. Frank would like to be able to get 2 tires and then maintain the track position. But Todd Parrott saying, I got to get 4. And he's trying to take care of his driver. Also know that 4 tires does make a difference in the head when you got 4.
Absolutely makes a difference.
Now, if Todd Parrott changes 2 tires,
Now the 18 will be pitting this lap.
you never want to play poker with him, I'll tell you that.
John Kernan.
Bobby Hamilton is in. He thought that he had a loose wheel after that last caution, but he didn't. It'll be a 4-tire change. He hung on to the car. He lost a little bit of ground, but here he is on pit road by himself, waiting for the left side for the fuel to go in. He is down and away.
All right, Bobby Hamilton, the Kodak Chevrolet. We'd expect to see the leaders maybe peeling off.
Well, I think Bobby Labonte is definitely going to peel off. He has peeled off. 18, several other cars coming. There's smoke. Somebody's blowing up coming down the front straightaway.
That is Terry Labonte. That is Terry Labonte in the car number 5.
Motor down the front straight. 5-car blue motor.
And the yellow flag is out, but there are cars on pit road.
Some of them is going to go on. Bobby Labonte is going to stop. And I think it'll be to his advantage to do that. John Kernan?
I think you're exactly right, Ned, because of the slow lap time to come back around the racetrack. Jimmy Makar made the call to go ahead and take on 4 tires to Ray Dunlap.
Dale Earnhardt did the same thing, John. He decided he might as well pit. They're already here. It's a 4-tire change right now, and they've got the gas in, plenty of gas. Earnhardt's down and away. Mark Martin and a few others stayed out there on the racetrack, and now they'll get to come down and pit.
All right, 4 cars elected to stay on pit road and make their pit stop. Now, that's very important to remember. Earnhardt, Bobby Labonte, and Ward Burton, along with a 30 car of Buckshot Jones, they're the cars that stayed on pit road and made their stops. Buckshot's a lap down, but the other 3 cars are in the lead lap, so everyone else now have to come around and make their pit stops under the caution.
Yes, they will, and that's going to put them behind those cars. That was very smart for them to stay on pit road. They had plenty of time because the leader, Dale Jarrett, had slowed down once the caution came out, and that gave them plenty of time to change those tires.
Watch these cars coming down pit road. There's Bobby Labonte and Jeremy Mayfield sliding the right front tire. And then we see about that same time Terry Labonte blows up. Now, you see Tony Stewart started to come to his pit. Everyone said, go back on the racetrack. Keep going, keep going. But Earnhardt and Bobby Labonte, Ward Burton, just like you said, they stopped. All these other cars should have stopped because they could have done all that changes. And look at the disadvantage that Dale Jarrett and Steve Park, Jeff Gordon, Michael Waltrip, the disadvantage, they would have been behind all those cars on the restart. Now, it's just whoever beats each other out of the pits right now.
Yep.
And we're hearing that Skinner may have a fuel problem, Bill.
Jerry, he came down pit road, but then he did not stop. Larry McReynolds wanted him to stop. They've had a conversation about it in very clear terms, but they are the concern that Skinner could run out of gas on this lap. McReynolds says, I think you'll be all right, but watch your fuel pressure, especially on the banking.
Wow. Well, 14 cars peeled off to come down pit road. Only 4 ended up staying. 3 of those 4 on the lead lap. Once again, they were Earnhardt, Bobby Labonte, and Ward Burton.
That was very heads-up thinking on the part of those that did go ahead and make that pit stop. Had to do it quick. And said, okay, they realized that the leader was going to slow down, and you can make a green flag pit stop here at Talladega and stay on the lead lap, even when they're running full speed. Now, you might get passed when you go back out on the racetrack because you're not up to speed, but they knew the leader was going to slow down, so, you know, they had no... it was a very, very smart call.
And now here comes Dale Jarrett, the race leader. Car number 1, Steve Park, behind him, Michael Waltrip. Northern Company.
Okay, right over here.
You, Bill Weber.
Wheel straight, put on the brake.
Todd Parrott.
Right over here, stop on the board.
He stops on the board. This will be 4 tires. This is the same car that won here a year ago and finished second here in the spring. Because Terry Labonte is fallen out, Dale Jarrett has a clear path out of his pit stall. This is 4 tires and fuel. No changes to the chassis. They went with the 4 tires because that's the best their car's been all day. From 34 to the first, Jarrett's on his way.
Watch him outside.
Jeff Gordon waiting for the last round of gas to go in, stalls the car, but fires it back up. 4-tire change, no chassis adjustments, but they did put another piece of tape on the front grille.
And now these cars will have to work traffic. Here is the car number 99. He had a problem in the pits.
He's very, very close to pit wall. Might have been too close to pit wall to get the jack under to change the left side tires.
All right, here's what happened to Jeff Burton in the X-Side Ford. Let's watch, see if he actually misses his pit stall.
Boy's coming in real hot as Gordon slows down. John Kernan.
It's not much of a problem here at Talladega because you don't use the brakes a whole lot except when you pit, and that's where the problem was. Just a slight brake problem. The car just would not stop for Jeff.
And the front tire changer, actually the tire carrier, gets the tire knocked out of his hands. He's leaning over the pit wall there, so some anxious moments there in the X-side pits. Let's check in with Ray Dunlap.
Well, Doc, when Mark Martin came in, they had a good pit stop. They went to pull the film off the front window so that Mark will have a clearer view, and it just all fell apart, so they were not able to clean the window for him. So all these other drivers out there are going to have a much better view than Mark Martin. They did 4 tires and gas here, no chassis adjustments, but they did not pick up a lot of positions on pit road, which has been the case for this team most of the day.
Wow. Well, we are working the 3rd caution flag today, and unless we get another one, that is the last pit stop we'll see. It's going to be decided on the racetrack. Bobby Labonte is our leader. Back in a moment.
You go, Bob. Right there. There you go. Right there, baby. Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you.
Baby, that's all you, man.
I like those guys.
America's newest tire store has just the tires for you, and just the battery, and shocks, and brakes for your Ford, Mercury, or Lincoln. One-stop service with factory-trained technicians and competitive prices. Now get a Motorcraft-tested tough battery for $59.95. Quality care service, the right people, the right parts, and always the right prices at participating Ford and Lincoln Mercury dealers.
The Redskins road tripping to Tempe to take on the Cardinals on ESPN Sunday Night Football.
Very funny, guys.
It's the Redskins and the Cardinals on ESPN Sunday Night Football. It all begins with NFL Prime Time at 7:30.
What was that all about? Our ESPN coverage of exciting NASCAR Winston Cup racing from Talladega is being brought to you by Daytona USA, the official attraction of NASCAR. By America's newest tire store, quality care service at participating Ford and Lincoln Mercury dealers. And by Jimmy Dean, America's favorite sausage and sponsor of the number 30 Jimmy Dean Pontiac. Huge crowd on hand, a record-setting crowd, largest crowd ever to see a sporting event in the state of Alabama. Over 170,000. I'm told that when we come here next spring, they'll add 7,500 more seats, 16 more rows to the tri-oval area here at Talladega. Now, we saw that pit stop a moment ago for Jeff Burton in the car number 9. Now, Vinny, the tire carrier actually got bumped as Burton was coming in with the brakes locked.
We see the 9 car coming in. We see Mike Brill, the front tire carrier, start to go around, and Burton hits the tire, and I believe that Mike Brill is okay. He leans up on the wall for just a second. The NASCAR inspector goes over and says, "You okay?" And Mike says, "Okay, bring me the tire, I got to change." So he jumps on the job. Attaboy, Mike.
Attababy, Mike. He gets the tire back to Frank Stoddard. Let's check in their pits now with John Kernan.
Jerry, I just talked to Brilly. He said, yeah, I'm fine. Just a little bruise. Just put a little ice on it, but otherwise I'm okay. I think it was more, his pride was hurt more than where he landed.
All right, we told you all day we've been enjoying our NASCAR Winston Cup spotlights, eavesdropping on Dale Jarrett and his crew. Bob Jeffrey, his spotter, and Todd Parrott, his crew chief. Let's listen again.
Awesome job getting yourself in position there, driver. The 5 car, what happened to him is all them guys checked up in front of him and knocked the oil line off there.
It's almost one hell of a wreck.
18, did he get 2 or 4 there, Bobby?
I was told 4.
Well, that is teamwork. Todd Parrott excited about the opportunity for maybe this team to win a national championship. His wife Debbie at home, along with little Tyler and Chandler, watching back in Charlotte, North Carolina. And he seems so calm and relaxed and basically continues to pump up his driver. Said, good job there, driver.
You got to keep pumping them up. Benny, he mentioned that the 5 car got hit when all of those cars started into the pits there at the same time. We thought he was blowing up. But it did. It was coincidental that it happened right at that time, and somebody hit him from behind, like Todd Parrott said. Broken oil line. Bill Weber?
Exactly right. Terry was in, exactly, Ned. Terry was in the middle of that mess as they were coming to pit road. They've just refired the engine on the Kellogg Chevy. Now he shuts it back off. But he did get hit. It did knock off the oil cooler, and now they've got a lot of work to do here. They've got a new one in place. They're going to tape up the grill, tape up the left front fender, and then send Terry back out. But it's not going to be nearly the car it was. They're very disappointed.
Yeah, it has to be a disappointment. We're about to get ready to restart this race. One other point. Jimmy Spencer came out of the pits in 6th position, but he was called back into the pits, speeding down pit road, and he now is back in 24th position.
And a big break for Bobby Hamilton, who made a pit stop on lap 139. The caution came out on lap 140, kept it from going a lap down, and he's being shown now in 4th position in the Kodak Chevrolet.
We see Kenny Schrader was not able to get that Skull Chevrolet back up speed. We saw him make a pit stop, so he is now a lap down.
He's on the tail end of the lead lap.
That's what I mean.
He would like to stay out there and hope that while the cars are bunched up, he can see another caution.
How about Ward Burton going to the lead? He goes by Bobby Labonte. Meanwhile, here comes Rick Mast on the inside. Now we see, some contact between the two Pontiacs.
Bobby Labonte looked like touched the 22 just a little bit. He had a run coming into the corner there. Still a lot of side-by-side racing.
Now the 40 and 33 are on the tail end of the lead lap. That's Marlin and Schrader, and right up in front of Ward Burton is Schrader. Burton's going to go in the middle of the racetrack. And Ward Burton, remember, one of those no bull 5 drivers going for $1 million bonus.
Haven't heard much of him today, but he's right there now.
And has some help, some drafting help with Dale Earnhardt right behind Ward Burton and Dale Jarrett.
Bobby Labonte is your leader in the 18 car, the Interstate Batteries Pontiac. Hamilton is second, Burton is third. Here comes Michael Waltrip on the bottom of the inside of the racetrack, I should say, along with Jeff Gordon is there, Steve Park is there, and Mark Martin.
And here's Ward Burton challenging Bobby Labonte for the lead one more time. And here's Earnhardt coming up on the inside. Wow. Didn't think they had room.
And the 88 car following Earnhardt, that is Dale Jarrett. He will take care of it. Boy, almost down to no man's land on the bottom of the racetrack on the apron. Now Jarrett can breathe as he has a little more room on the straightaway. Marvin saying, man, I need a caution flag. I'm hanging on here, but for dear life, that's the 40 car.
And we see Earnhardt trying to get on the inside of Sterling Marlin, and Dale Jarrett comes with it, and now Sterling Marlin will go a lap down. Jeff Gordon has moved himself back into the 4th position.
Michael Waltrip in the 7 car, the blue and white, number 7, sitting there in 3rd place.
Fans on their feet at Talladega enjoying NASCAR Winston Cup racing at its finest. That time by Earnhardt, 191.2 miles per hour.
Dog eat dog back there. This is actually the survival of the fittest.
Bobby Labonte got caught back there, and now he's side by side with Sterling Marlin and still can't get going the way he would like to.
He's moved back to the 8th position.
Ward Burton trying to move down on the inside of him. Here comes Michael Waltrip. He wants to make a run. Jeff Gordon coming with him.
Earnhardt is up to the outside. Now they will hang Dale Jarrett up high. Earnhardt slides back down to the bottom of the racetrack in front of Michael Waltrip. And quietly but surely, Mark Martin, that Valvoline Ford, continuing to work his way toward the front. He's now in 4th position.
You see Gordon jump all the way from the high side of the racetrack down to the low side. He thought that was going to be the way to go. Tried to go back high there. DJ was out there. Couldn't do it. Don't know which is the best lane. Right now, it looks like that bottom lane is.
Nemechek following very close on the back bumper of Mark Martin. The 42 car, Nemechek was our pole setter. Over 198 mile per hour average on his qualifying lap.
Well, Bobby Labonte's got down on the inside, so he's picking up some positions once again.
We'll continue on board camera with Bobby Labonte, just like Ned talked about, on the bottom of the racetrack, trying to follow Nemechek. And Michael Waltrip going for the lead up in front with help from Jeff Gordon. Michael Waltrip will lead this lap.
Michael Waltrip led this race back in April. Train car, he finished 5th with at Daytona, the season opening Daytona 500. Looking for that first career Winston Cup victory. 38 laps to go. Best finish here coming in May of 1994 as Bobby Hamilton now gets a little bit of help from Kenny Irwin, shuffling toward the front. Earnhardt in the middle there. Bobby Labonte, they begin to go backwards. Earnhardt hangs on. So with Michael Waltrip leading the Winston 500, 38 laps remain. That's all that's left in the 31st running of this event at Talladega. It is Waltrip, Gordon, Nemechek, Jarrett, and Skinner, the top 5.
Hi, I'm Jeff Burton with an exciting message for NASCAR fans. Buy any Exide NASCAR Select product and get a Motorola pager free. It's a great way to enter the Exide NASCAR Select 99 sweepstakes. Every month you'll be paged with another chance to win cool prizes. You could even win $50,000 and be an honorary member of the Exide Racing Team pit crew for the first race of the next century. Look for details wherever Exide NASCAR Select is sold.
Holy shit, man, I gotta find a phone.
Hey, man, she's here. Check it out. That's her.
There they are.
Pick one.
Which one? You like this one? Easy, then. Easy. How about this little guy? Huh?
Yeah. Good choice.
What happens inside high horsepower engines. They get hot enough to turn firemen into ice cream truck drivers. You don't play with heat like this. You get Quaker State High Performance, a synthetic blend for high horsepower engines.
It's been tested. Actually, it's been barbecued.
For pure maximum protection, nothing's better. Quaker State, sensible technology. What more do you need to know?
ESPN live coverage of NASCAR Winston Cup action from Talladega Super Speedway. Dale Jarrett, the car number 88, running in, well, he was running in second position, so if you sneeze, you lose here at Talladega. DJ having a great run here.
Went up on the outside of Michael Waltrip going into turn 3. And Michael Waltrip might have a problem. He's dipped all the way down to the inside of the racetrack. I think he has a problem.
7 car obviously slowing as you take a look from high above, courtesy of the fine folks at Pennzoil on our Pennzoil copter cam. They come sweeping off of turn 2, then a 4,000 foot back to Michael, still dropping back.
Yeah, that's not a situation of him just getting shuffled out in the draft. There's something wrong with his Chevrolet.
And there is indeed smoke from the back of Michael Waltrip's car. So, oh, what a tough break. Mikey, that's a great run. And Jim Mateo on Phillips Chevrolet.
He did have a great run going and believed strongly he could win this race today, and he was certainly in position to do it.
Well, Jarrett's our leader. Mike Skinner in second spot. Ward Burton, Caterpillar Pontiac, showing in third. How about a couple of no ball 5 guys in 3rd and 4th. The brothers Burton. You've seen the brothers Labonte up front. Now it's a couple of Burton brothers.
How about 3rd, 4th, and 5th? Kevin LePage has moved the TV guide forward up into the 5th position.
And Joe Nemechek looks like he's slowing a little bit.
Yeah, his car is definitely off the pace. He's out of the draft. You see no cars inside of him. Dave Marcus goes by.
Nemechek and Michael Waltrip have the same engine builder, Keith Simmons. Now there's Michael Waltrip in the lead, and obviously something going wrong with the motor. He pulls the car to the left. Now watch, as he comes off the corner, you'll begin to see some smoke out of the left exhaust, indicating that something internal in that engine for Michael Waltrip. There it is, just pouring out.
And it is coming out the exhaust pipe. That smoke is. And Joe Nemechek, whatever his problem was, we sort of suspected it might be an engine problem. His engines, Michael Waltrip's engines are built by Sabco, and so is Joe Nemechek's car owned by them. Hope there's not a common problem there. Now Nemechek's going back out, so apparently the engine is not gone.
Well, we heard it's a left rear tire. That he had a tire going down, so that's certainly good news for the Bell South team. And unfortunately, that unstable stop will cost him a lap on the racetrack. Nemechek will go back out in 24th position, 1 lap down, right behind his teammate Sterling Marlin, who's in 23rd, a lap down. 22 cars are on the lead lap. Well, Bill Weber's caught up with Michael Waltrip. Bill?
Well, as you can tell by the crowd, you have a lot of fans down here on pit road, and we thought maybe this interview was going to be in victory lane today. Michael, what happened?
We put ourselves in a great position with this Phillips Electronics Plasma Furniture Chevrolet, but it broke, and not sure, something in the motor, driveline or something. I heard it miss going down the back stretch, and I said, surely not. And when I got to 4, it started laying down on me, but it takes a lot of talent to build a car this fast. And when I've got these kind of people on my side, eventually I will get the victory lane. And we put ourselves in a position, we were leading, but there was a good chance we wasn't going to be leading before it was over. But then we might have been again, if you know it all. I don't feel like singing today. I barely feel like talking after that.
Did you think this was going to be it?
Had a lot of emotions, you know. You just, every time you run good, you forget about whether you've ever won or not. You just get so excited, and you just start driving with that mirror and doing the things that you've seen these guys do every week to win races. And I was doing all those things, and I know I can win, so it's not like the end of the world for me. I'm real happy with the effort by the guys. That's my main sentiment right now.
And as he coasted back to pit road, he thanked his crew on the radio for all their hard work at the shop and here at the track.
And you could hear he didn't want to be disappointed, but you could tell inside he really knew they had a shot today. How about Kevin LePage, one of the No Bull 5 drivers? You don't need a TV guide to see where he is. He is hanging on his 4th spot, or 4th and 5th.
Well, Jerry, right now he's getting shuffled big time. He's going to the back. We see he's back to 6th, 7th already. He's losing another spot to Bobby Hamilton. Now he has his teammate Jeff Burton come up behind him, and right behind Burton is Jeff Gordon. Can they get back to the front?
And Bobby Labonte is beginning to assert himself again. He had dropped back to about 12th position. Now he's back up to 3rd in that Pontiac. Ward Burton up on the outside. He's another one of those no-bull drivers running for the million. 3 of them, as a matter of fact, up on that high side there. As you have
a couple of Burtons and LePage up there. Those are the 3 cars that Ned's talking about. Bobby Labonte with Dale Earnhardt in tow, looking beneath the 31 car of Skinner. Can't make it work. Skinner cuts back in behind Dale Jarrett. 28 laps remaining at Talladega.
And Jeff Burton is extremely high off of turn 2. I think Jeff Gordon is just kind of giving up on Jeff Burton. Moved down on the bottom of the racetrack. See if he can get some help down there. Has a long way to go.
There's still 22 cars on the lead lap. Not unusual here at Talladega to have a lot of cars on the lead lap.
And Kenny Wallace puts that Square D Chevrolet right in the middle. It kind of eases his way up between the 16 car of Kevin LePage and Ward Burton. Meanwhile, Mark Martin, Jeff Gordon is just pushing him. Come on, Mark, let's go.
Boy, you talk about pushing.
Shuffle to 31.
The 18 cars pushed Mike Skinner and he got just a little bit sideways coming to the start-finish line, and the 18
All the
is
cars
up
are
on the
lined up
outside.
behind the 18. 31 down low. Step back.
And that's not necessarily good for DJ because they're going to get a run on once they get singled out.
3-car lead on them now. 3-car lead.
Yeah, be careful. You don't want a real big lead. Since it's not the last lap. If it's the last lap, that'd be wonderful.
Ward Burgess ran in there wide up on the outside of the 28 car of Kenny Irwin.
Jeff Gordon down at the bottom of the racetrack trying to follow Bobby Hamilton. They'll be shuffled back somewhat. Side-by-side teammates Earnhardt and Skinner. Now Skinner comes all the way to the inside of the racetrack. Earnhardt stays high behind Bobby Labonte.
And here they'll get a run on DJ coming off of turn 2 going down the backstretch. Let's see if it's enough to make a pass.
Run on you.
The spotter says he's got a run on you. Yeah, wasn't good enough to pass him at that front.
So Dale Jarrett, our points leader, continues to lead the way at Talladega. As we approach the 25 lap to go mark. Next time by, it'll be 25 to go. So it'll be Jarrett, Labonte, Skinner, Earnhardt, or Burton. That's a top 5. Back with more in a moment.
They're the kind of folks who take pride in taking care of their car, who'd rather take the time, save the money by doing the job themselves. In other words, they're the kind of people who turn to AutoZone every week. And while they come to us for the quality parts, or the everyday low price, sometimes they come just for the advice. And that's okay, because at AutoZone, giving people what they need is what we're all about.
Being a good car cleaner takes dedication, hard work. It's not some happy holiday. The name is Everett. I go searching for the grime and the dirt and the sap, the gook. Just use some WD-40, that'll come right off. I majored in automotive hygienics. It's a 3-year program, but I did it in 2. My dream would be to clean the space shuttle. Do they have people that clean that already?
Your family has celebrated lots of first moments. First ride, first love. And now, McDonald's gives your family a first-in-a-lifetime chance to be a part of the year-long Walt Disney World Millennium Celebration. You could win one of 500 dream vacations for 4. Pull the tab when you supersize an extra value meal.
Grandma, this is my first millennium.
Mine too, baby. Where can you start celebrating the millennium? Did somebody say McDonald's?
What's for lunch?
Hamburger and jelly. Ham and cheese. Another day.
Morning, boys. How are you?
Morning, Mr. France.
Nice looking shirt you got on there.
These drivers are ready, and they are looking sharp. Right you are, Chuck. There's the green, and the chase is on.
Chase Authentics Apparel.
That's why it's called the Intimidator.
The chase is on.
It's a fight to the finish.
Congratulations. Nice car. Had a good run today.
Well, thanks a million. Nice shirt. Nice shirt.
Thanks, you too.
Thank you.
For the 5th and final time, 1999, 5 drivers have a chance at a $1 million bonus called the Noble 5. In addition to them, 5 select fans can instantly become a millionaire if one of these 5 guys can somehow pull it off today. The Noble 5, you win, they win sweepstakes. There are the fans, and there are the drivers where they're running. Ward Burton in 3rd, LePage, Burton, Mayfield, and Martin all in the top 15. And who are the fans? Well, there they are with the cars they're associated with. Judy Marty out of Blaine, Minnesota. He's with Ward Burton, who's currently in 3rd position. Now up front, it is Dale Earnhardt who is taking the lead from Dale Jarrett.
When we went to break, DJ was leading. He got shuffled back to 5th place, and Earnhardt came up through there. We'll take a look at how that happened. Going into turn 1, Bobby Labonte just goes up on the outside. Dale Earnhardt will follow him through, and so will Ward Burton and Kenny Wallace. All go by.
Todd Parrott pleaded with Larry McReynolds, and the message was relayed to Mike Skinner. Stay with the 88, and you'll be leading. With 10 laps to go, then you guys can decide it among yourselves. We've seen these 2 race together here at Talladega in the past. The 88 wants the 31 to hang on his bumper till there are 10 to go. Then their race begins. Down to Ray Dunlap.
Well, Bill, Dale Earnhardt's spotter is Ty Norris, and he just came on the radio and said 25 laps to go. And Earnhardt came on and he said, did you say 5 laps to go? I better get to the front. 5 to go. Ty came back on and said, no, I said 25. He said, I know, but I still want to get to the front.
Okay. And how about pulling off the doubleheader here at Talladega? Earnhardt did it in 1990. He's the last one to do it. Darrell Walsh did it back in 82. DW, Buddy Baker, and Pete Hamilton back in 1970. And, of course, Earnhardt, the only one to do it with a restrictor plate on his engine. That came into being back in 1988. He won here in the spring from 17th spot, and he is leading today from 27th starting spot.
Not 3 single file, double file back behind them there, but they're still keeping up.
And with 20 laps to go, Benny, we've still got 22 cars that are on the lead lap within about 2 seconds of each other.
And who's going to win this thing? It just keeps going back and forth, almost like a clock, back and forth, back and forth. You never knew who has yet ran. Right now, Earnhardt's in front. It looks like he has a good car. Dale Jarrett has a good race car. I think Bobby Labonte, Jeff Gordon, Mike Skinner. But right now, Kenny Irwin says, hey, my Texaco car is pretty doggone good, too. Hey, he's trying to go on the outside of the 31 car. Skinner drives up on the outside. It looks like he's going to take that 3rd spot away.
He's got a run coming off of turn 2. Let's see where the leaders go if they drift up the racetrack. See which one it helps the most. Now DJ pulls back down to the inside, follows the 3 car, which is going to help the 31 and the 18.
Sitting roof camera for Bobby Labonte right behind Mike Skinner, who's right behind Dale Jarrett, who's right behind the leader, Dale Earnhardt. And see there to the right side, there's Kenny Irwin.
Hanging pretty tough up there on the outside, Kenny Irwin is. Remember, he finished 3rd in the Daytona 500, his best finish in NASCAR Winston Cup racing.
Get her to work with me, and we'll get back to the front here. Well, I'm going to talk to T-Bone now.
Going to check with Mike Skinner. Spotter is Bob Jeffrey.
Keep that work with me. Get to the front. 10 laps to go. It's all on our own. Okay. Get forward. Okay, he's going to work with you.
Restoring it home, that's Jeffrey to T-Bone, back to Jeffrey, and back to Jarrett. That's how that play went there. Is basically cooperation reigns supreme at Talladega. That is until the final 5 or 6 laps.
They said in the last 10 laps, then they're on their own. Well, they're back up there at the front. They're close to it. Dale Earnhardt's in the front. With Jarrett standing on the 2nd and 3rd. But Kenny Irwin is working hard to try to, up on the outside there, to try to get that position away from Mike Skinner. He just can't quite muscle enough up there. He's got Jeff Gordon on his back bumper. I'm talking about Kenny Irwin.
How much more exciting can it get at Talladega? They are 2 and 3 wide, back for 6th, 7th, 8th, on back to about 22nd position. Dale Earnhardt, the Intimidator, the 7-time Winston Cup champion, leads. The points leader, Dale Jarrett, in 2nd spot. Back in a moment.
Sounds complicated. Local, long-distance internet, but it's very simple when you focus on this. One low price. ClearVision 2020. Look, unlimited local phone service, 500 minutes long distance, and unlimited internet access. Just $60 a month. See what I mean? ClearVision. Call now and see for yourself. Local, long-distance, and internet, one low price. ClearVision from Picus. How the world communicates.
It's the greatest racing on earth.
Exciting. Speed.
The driver.
It's a rush. Acceleration and acceleration.
Family fun.
Fast cars. Tough trucks.
The NASCAR Winston Cup Series, the NASCAR Busch Series, the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. This is NASCAR.
NASCAR is racing.
Hey, Michael, John here. I'm hanging out, having a beer. How come you don't come down?
Man, I'm doing the same thing as you. Why don't you come over here? I mean, the Miller Lite is ice cold and so smooth.
Oh, come on, man. From where I'm sitting, the Miller Lite tastes great.
Yeah, but the women are prettier over here. Trust me on this.
I find that very hard to believe.
And you guys call yourselves detectives.
Miller Lite. Taste the true Pilsner.
You know, we're kind of off duty right now. You know.
Hi.
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 Hey.
He's in the garage.
Hey.
If you're going to have a garage, have a garage. And if you're going to use an oil, use an oil. Penn's oil with Pure Base, specially formulated for stop-and-go driving.
Like what I've done with the place? Hey, what does this do? Well, that opens up the roof so I can airlift anything in or out of the garage.
Stop. Go. Penn's oil.
Back at Talladega Super Speedway a moment ago, a couple of drivers tried to tug on Superman's cape. We're talking about Dale Jarrett. They tried to hang him out to dry, and I think DJ might have showed his hand a little bit. He put that foot in that throttle for that Robert Gates motor, and they had no shot.
Well, he pulled up on the outside of Dale Earnhardt to make a pass and thought somebody would come with him. We'll just take a look at it and listen.
Here we see him on the outside, all the cars on the inside. As he come off the corner, Jeff Gordon said, well, I think I'll help him. Well, now Bobby LeBon says, let me go up there. And Jeff Gordon said, I think I'll try to pass them all. Well, what happened was that Dale Jarrett regained the lead, and Jeff Gordon ended up in third spot.
Without a doubt, a very strong race car for Dale Jarrett. Earnhardt hanging tough in second spot. Gordon back there in third. Great run for the Pennzoil Chevrolet for Steve Park.
Coming up on some lap traffic, moving around Brentwood, Iron, John Andretti, Ed Barrier, a couple more cars up in front of them.
12 laps to go. Now, in 2 more laps, all this cooperation stuff's going to go away.
Exactly.
Yeah, they said the last 10 laps, you're on your own. I think they've been pretty well on their own. Anyway, no, there have been some drivers who've worked together to Mike Skinner did help Dale Jarrett get back up there, and when Mike got shuffled out, let's see, he's back in 6th position right now. He's still in it.
So now going by the lap cars of Jimmy Spencer, Dave Marcus.
Remember, I said Jimmy Spencer came out of the pits in 6th position. They got caught speeding on pit road, had to go to the rear, and couldn't get a drafting pardon. Here comes Gordon, making a run.
Steve Park going with Jeff Gordon and his car owner. Earnhardt not getting much help from the 1 car nor the 31 who pulls down inside that car, and now Skinner will go with Bobby Labonte with a push from behind. And now Steve Park will try to help Earnhardt a little bit, but Kenny Irwin has made the move by Park.
3-car lead on the 24. 4-car lead on the 24.
Well, I said Mike Skinner was still in it. Look, he sure is. Look at there. He's coming up on the outside, trying to pass Jeff Gordon for 2nd place. But they're coming around to get 10 laps to go.
Don't get too big a lead.
And Earnhardt pulls up on the outside of Skinner, and he goes by with help from Bobby Labonte.
Did you hear Todd Parrott tell Dale Jarrett, said 10 to go, don't get too big a lead? What he doesn't want them to do is to be able to get a run like Jeff Gordon is doing right now. He's got a run going down the backstretch.
Jarrett will try to pull over, staying right in front of Gordon. Jarrett might have eased up a little bit. Here's Gordon to the inside. He'll have drafting help from Bobby Hamilton. Hamilton goes around the outside of Gordon. LePage is there to make the move. Earnhardt is there, and now once again Jarrett has a 4-car length lead.
Every time they get side by side, he's able to pull out there. He wishes that was the last lap. That's what you want done on the last lap, but not right now, not at this point. You don't want to get that big of a lead.
That's Kevin LePage, the Lincoln No Bull participant, up in about 4th spot right now. Gordon still maintains that second position.
Well, Kevin LePage driving a very smart race, being very patient here, picking his spots.
Boy, would that be something, win your first ever Winston Cup race and get $1 million at the same time?
How about that one? His 60th start for Kevin LePage, the TV Guide Ford. Out of the Jack Roush stable. Sorry, Benny.
And he goes in the third spot. He's right there on the back bumper of Jeff Gordon. And Earnhardt is now back to fifth spot with Skinner and Ward Burton out on the inside. Eight laps to go after they cross the line.
It's a long time.
It's less than 10 minutes, but it's going to be an eternity with these guys hanging on to the steering wheels. They're talking about the final 8 laps at Talladega. Here goes Gordon. Jared will pull down and block the spot, and that will give an opening to Kevin LePage.
On outside the 24. Just a reminder, he's going for $1 million.
Just a reminder, and his first victory, Bob, that's also pretty critical.
And 3 wide back behind him there, Gordon and Ward Burton and Earnhardt up on the outside. Now Skinner in the middle there and Bobby Labonte on the outside. What a finish we're headed for here.
And it's important that Dale Jarrett knows that LePage is going for $1 million now.
Oh, yes. Yeah, very definitely. Not that he'll pull over and wait and win that $1 million, but he might get a little bit aggressive.
He knows that Kevin LePage will do a lot to try to get that first win, and also that $1 million jackpot for him and a fan.
And Ward Burton also back in third or fourth spot. There's the fan that has Kevin LePage. Is he a little nervous? I would think so.
Gene Henson out of Asheville, Ohio, 44 years of age. Could they become a millionaire with Kevin LePage? We'll let you know.
Or Ward Burton. He's also back there in about 4th spot.
It'll be 6 laps to go when they come back this time.
How about Ricky Rudd, the tide ride? Starting on the front row. We've got Robert Yates motor. Now he's going to come up and become a factor.
Yeah, and he would like to keep his streak alive. He thought today might be one of his best chances to do that. He's won for, 15, 16 years in a row.
16 consecutive years for Ricky Rudd to win at least one race dating back to 1983. He is winless thus far in 1999 with just 4 more events left after today.
It looks like that Kevin LePage is going to have some help if he has any chance at all getting by Dale Jarrett. And as far as being behind him 2 wide and 3 wide, he's not helping at all.
No, it's not. That's what I was about to say. They're not helping at all.
The only teammates that are hooked up back there are the 3 and 31. They were together a moment ago, but now Earnhardt pulls about 3 car lengths in front of the 31 car.
Yeah. Now they've caught back up to DJ. Earnhardt coming up on the outside. He's not through yet. 5 laps to go. I told you it was going to be a long time. Still is. There's Skinner up there behind his teammate Dale Earnhardt. Kevin LePage hung on tight there on the outside. It looked like Earnhardt had him passed there at one time. But
now if you're back, there's Gene Henson, 44-year-old out of Asheville, Ohio. Knows that she can become a millionaire if Kevin LePage can pull it off. It'll be 4 to go this time by.
Now, a year ago, it was DJ going for the $1 million in this same position. Was sitting there in the lead with Jeff Gordon and Bobby Labonte and Terry Labonte all shuffling around back there.
Time now, because you're back about 5th on back. You've got to make your move. You need time to get there.
Here comes Earnhardt. Here comes Earnhardt on the outside. Can DJ block him? No, he can't.
He tried to. And here comes LePage. He's trying to get down on the inside, but he couldn't do it. Had to back off.
Now it's Earnhardt and Skinner and Bobby Labonte. Earnhardt, an 8-time winner at Talladega. Mike Skinner has never won a Winston Cup race. Skinner has won 2 exhibitions in Japan, but never in Winston Cup competition.
Here comes DJ. He and Bob Labonte might get hooked up together. Bob Labonte trying to get on the inside of Mike Skinner. Looks like he has position. He does. And DJ's going to try to go on the outside.
If that was a smart thing, he sees his teammate, number 28, coming up there behind him. But the 28's going very, very high.
Only 2 to go as they flash by 2 figures from Jimmy Howell. Earnhardt, Bobby Labonte, Skinner. Mike Skinner said at Charlotte last week, I'm tired of being a bridesmaid. When will I get my first Winston Cup win? Here's Jarrett down on the inside. Here comes Ward Burton, one of the No Bull 5 drivers. 2 laps to go. 20 cars, 1.4 seconds apart.
There'll be 1 to go. White flag when they come back to the start-finish line.
Man, how do you tell somebody I finished 20th and I was a second behind the leader? Wow.
White flag, man, white flag.
Well, it's all going to be settled in 2.66 miles from now. Earnhardt, Jarrett, Ward Burton is there, Rudd is there.
Somebody's awfully high down in the corner. Meanwhile, the 2 cars break out. Dale Jarrett, Dale Earnhardt. Right now, I have him reversed. Earnhardt is in front.
Half a lap from the conclusion of the Winston 500. The conga line. Earnhardt moves to the inside, the outside. Jarrett's got drafting help from Ward Burton. Jarrett has to make a move. Here comes Burton. Ward Burton, 2 car lengths back, a car length back. Now watch for Jarrett to try to get to the inside. Final turn, they head for the trioval. Earnhardt, here comes Jarrett, here comes Burton. Earnhardt blocks the way. And Dale Earnhardt will win the Winston 500. Jarrett finishes second, Ricky Rudd third, Ward Burton fourth, and the celebration begins. From 27th starting spot, Dale Earnhardt has won his 9th event here at Talladega. Let's check in their pictures 11.
With crew chief Kevin Hamlin, they continue to talk to Earnhardt on the radio. And the sweet, it's a going away present for somebody. Kevin, congratulations. You had trouble in qualifying, and you came back and you won the race. The deepest anyone has ever come in this field to win at Talladega.
That was all driver right there, I'll just tell you that. You saw the opening laps of the race. Dale Earnhardt and that GM Goodwin Service Plus Chevrolet is one tough dude at the speedways, Talladega, Daytona especially. And not bad anywhere else either, you know. But that was great. That was great.
What did you think when you saw him at the beginning of the race? Obviously, you knew yesterday your car was pretty good. He showcased it early here today.
Yeah, you know, he thought it was pretty decent yesterday. He come back and he told me last night, he says, you know, it's just not the car we had here before. He said, we need to do a little bit more to it. So all the guys worked real hard and dug deep, and we thrashed on that thing and tried to get it a little bit better for him. And all you need is a little bit for him.
Well, congratulations. I know you know the way of the victory lane, so head there now.
Been here before. Thanks.
And listen to this crowd of 170,000 plus as Earnhardt brings the Goodwin Chevrolet down. When we come back, our McDonald's winners with the Red Talk for the 7th-time Winston Cup champion.
I've meditated for 3 months.
Yes, Master.
What have you learned?
Nobody in the world sells more real estate than Remax.
Remax helped us find this place, you know.
Cool.
Remax, the real estate leaders.
Here at Kawasaki, we want to take a moment to recognize the risk takers. Those who live on the edge. Those brave souls who buy another brand of ATV.
Unit 1, we got him.
Now that takes guts. Don't settle for anything less than the comfort, reliability, and engineering of a Kawasaki ATV.
As low as $79 a month with 0 down, or receive a $250 accessories gift certificate.
Come on, Michael, come on. Stop and jump the hammer now. Looking good, Michael, looking good. Man, what a light. That's good enough to be the pole. Michael, you're not going to believe this.
way for Cyberdale. And his knock-knock, out-of-my-way rabid pack of pit bulls doing the jackhammer walks. NASCAR 2000 EA Sports. It's in the game.
These are Cobalt tools, the finest mechanics tools you can buy in any store. They've got contoured handles for a better grip. And the K-drive that grabs fasteners on the sides, not the corners, which means more torque, less rounding, and less slippage. So Cobalt tools can stand up to anything. Where I'm standing, that's a very good thing. Cobalt, setting the standard in mechanics tools. Made in the USA and guaranteed forever. At Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse and online.
This place? For that kind of money? Not what you need to hear. Then stay here at Super 8. Clean, comfortable rooms, because we inspect them more than any major economy chain. Clean, friendly Super 8. All the room you want.
Wow, back at Talladega Superspeedway, I have seen some impressive performances over the years from that driver there, a 7-time Winston Cup champion. But today, he started in 27th spot, and on lap 5, he was running 5th. He led a total of 18 laps, and he picks up his 74th career victory, his 9th at Talladega Superspeedway. What a run for the Intimidator, 48-year-old Dale Earnhardt, as he climbs out. Let's listen to the celebration. Let's go down to our McDonald's winner circle and Bill Weber.
Well, a handshake for his crew chief, a hug from his car owner, and a kiss from his wife, Teresa, and Dale Earnhardt is in a very familiar position, victory lane here at Talladega. And a huge grin from you. Fantastic run. Congratulations.
I couldn't hardly believe it, really. A lot of cars out there really stronger than I was, and I got in front, and they was racing really hard behind us, and I got to hand it to Mike Skinner. He helped me on the high side there, and I kept working with it, and I got by Jared on the outside, and I just can't believe it happened, really, and they got to racing back there. And I wish Mike could have came up there and finished second with us. He deserves to win. That race team deserves to win. It's just unbelievable how this car can win the race here, and I wouldn't give it a chance. I'd give it a second or third or fourth place finish, but I just kept trying, and it worked out for us. They got to racing behind us just like a classic Talladega, and it was mine. And then Jarrett there at the end, I thought was going to make a run on me, but he didn't seem he could muster enough.
You started 27th, Dale. Did you know that this race has never been won from further back than 24th until today?
It has now. You know, I'd seen those stats, but it's just unbelievable. Again, you know, I got to hand it to Richard and all the guys, the engine guys, everybody. They worked awful hard. Jim Goodwrench service guys, and I'd have never believed it. I never would have thought it.
Why?
I just didn't feel that competitive in the draft with them, and I couldn't pull back to the front like I wanted. I couldn't leave the laps. I couldn't do anything I wanted as I could in the spring race here. I felt more dominant, and I just never would have believed we'd have won this race. It's unbelievable that it goes to show you if you just keep hanging in there in the draft and keep working and sort of playing chess with them and moving, and then, you know, you just outsmart them maybe.
But you were a rocket at the beginning of this race and some daring moves. Most guys don't want to be in the middle. You were passing guys in the middle.
Well, I figured I needed to get to the front closest as quick as I could. Everything worked for us, and I went right up there, and then I got up there, and it got harder as it got closer to the front.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Dale Earnhardt back in victory lane at Talladega. A dramatic and daring win from the 27th starting spot. Now let's hear from the Winston Cup points leader with John Kernan.
Well, Dale Jarrett, you have to be happy with second place. I know you wanted to win, but you got to look at the big picture right now.
Yeah, you always want to win, and I thought that we got in a position to do that. And, man, I saw them racing side by side back there, and that was good and that was bad. I didn't know which one to block, and I wasn't sure, you know, one time the inside lane would be coming, and then Earnhardt and him got a good run, and it surprised me a little bit that he was up that far, and I tried to cut him off, but you know, all I was going to do is cause a big wreck there, and so got shuffled back a little bit. But, you know, when you get beaten by the very best at this type of racing, any racing really, it's a little bit easier to take because he is the best, and he's fun to race with, but I would have needed a lot of help to try to get by in there on the last lap.
Now, earlier in the race, the front end wanted to kind of slide around on you in the corners. You guys made some major changes. Tell me how did that, I guess, fix the car?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we were sliding the front, and if I got up high, I could get loose getting in the corner. So we took a rubber out of the right rear that we had in there and adjusted the air pressure and took a little wedge out of it, and the car came around then. And, you know, the first part of that race was just wild. We were 3 and 4 wide. I'd never seen guys want to go to the middle of 2 wide already and get themselves 3 wide in the middle, but that's what they were doing. So I knew if I got in the middle or high, all I was going to do create a problem for myself and possibly somebody else. So I just stayed on the bottom, knew it was 500 miles, and I knew Todd would get it adjusted for me, and that's what we waited on and got it there, and everything turned out good for us.
Unofficially, you added 24 points to your lead, so it's up to 246 over Bobby Labonte. 4 races to go. Can you cruise yet?
Not cruise yet. We're going to go to Rockingham and try to win, but that's sounding good every week.
Dale Jarrett happy with his second-place finish, adding to his points lead. Back upstairs.
A white-knuckle weekend, as always, here at Talladega Superspeedway, and only twice since restrictor plate racing came into being. In 1988, as a driver, won both races at Talladega, and Earnhardt's the man to do it both times in 1990 and again today. Back in a moment.
The road is long, and the road is tough.
Is your car living a tough life? Better use a tough oil. Valvoline Durablend, the one strengthened with synthetics to outperform all leading conventional motor oils. Valvoline Durablend, tough oil for a long, tough life.
Sir, may I take your car? I need your keys so I can drive your car.
He was all wrong for you. That guy was a freak.
The rigid 10-inch table saw powers through even the toughest hardwoods. The oscillating sander converts from spindle to edge belt sanding in seconds. Engineered for power and precision, each and every rigid tool carries a lifetime warranty. But when it comes to something with even more power, Rigid's got that too. Rigid, available at the Home Depot.
Mark Martin drives 200 laps a race in a counterclockwise motion. All that going in circles is enough to put any man into a deep hunger trance. Hardee's Monster Burger. 2 beef patties, 3 slices of cheese, and 4 strips of bacon. Left, left again, left. That's it, Mark. Just a few more 100 miles to go. The Monster Burger, only at Hardee's.
Back at Talladega, this record crowd of over 170,000 began to file out. Obviously satisfied with an incredible performance today by NASCAR's Winston Cup stars. And how about the guy who equaled his best finish of the year? A great run by Ricky Rudd in the Tide 4. John?
And Ricky, what'd you say? This needed to be 190 laps, not 188?
I don't know. I mean, you get that close and you can see the lead, but also you look in your mirror and you see them 5 wide also at the same time. So I guess we better take well enough today.
I guess that's kind of a preview of how much fun you're going to have next year?
Well, it was a Yates motor on the hood, and probably most of the setup under the car was a Robert Yates chassis setup. Todd Parrott, all the guys on the 28 come over and worked with us and helped. Mike McSwain, our crew chief, gave us some ideas, and it was their, I'd say it was their setup under the car today. And it took me about half the race to get used to driving it. And like I said, I can't say enough thanks to what that group has done for us this weekend.
Hey, you go to Rockingham next week, a good track for you. You're trying to extend to 17 years, at least 1 win. Does this give you a little momentum to take into there?
Well, it's definitely a confidence booster. Every track's got its unique personalities, and today, we qualified second and we ran third, so we're really happy with that part of it. Next week's another week. We hope so. I mean, we definitely want to go out with a win, but I hope it happens. We're getting kind of running short on races.
Well, best of luck to you, Ricky. Ray?
Thanks, John.
Kevin LePage had a great run out there. The finish order is not going to show how good this team was today.
That's true, Ray. Can't say enough for all the guys on the TV Guide team. All the guys in Liberty, all the guys in Livonia with the engine department, just everybody who was surrounded this team. They worked really hard to give me a great race car. And at the beginning of the day, I said to Pat Trice, I said, I'm just going to ride here. I see some things going on. I'm not really comfortable. Let me just ride. And when it's time to go, you tell me, and I'll go. And, we were up there at second and got a little aero tight there at the end. And Ward got underneath me, and then after that, I was just a sitting duck. Didn't have no friends out there the last 3 laps, which I expected that, but I had a whole bunch of friends early on, and they got us up to second.
Certainly doesn't hurt whenever you're chasing sponsorship to run like that, does it?
I'll tell you, this whole TV guide team's been doing a great job since Pat Tracy come aboard. My hat's off to Pat. All the guys, they did great pit stops today. I mean, Pat's the motivator. He's the guy that got the 16 team turned around here a few weeks ago. And our first performance together was a chance to run for the No Bowl. And here we are today. Had a chance to win it. I guarantee you, my partner up there, Jeannie, she was a little nervous there at the end. But, maybe the next time we'll get one for her.
Congratulations on a great run. Kevin LePage now back up top.
Indeed, Kevin had a great run today. You'll never know by looking at the box score how well he ran. Well, the champagne is flowing in victory lane as the Intimidator, Dale Earnhardt, has picked up his 3rd win in 1999. Back with more interviews and wrap up from Talladega in just a moment.
Available at GEX in Hampton and Newport News.
To prove how wild Virginia Lottery's newest scratch game, Wild Time, really is, we gave a few to Jack Hanna, esteemed wild game expert. And, apparently, everyone likes 10 chances to win $25,000.
Hey, Mike? Yeah? Yeah, don't leave me out here this thing.
Wild Time. It's the wildest scratch game there is.
Looking for the ultimate way to be hip? Check out the Ultimate World Series only on ESPN Classic. It's the 7 greatest games in World Series history. The best game 1 through 7. From Kirk Gibson's blast against the A's to Jack Morris's mastery of the brains. And in between, plenty of great plays, Fenway, and say hey. So don't blow it. Watch the Ultimate World Series starting Friday at 7, only on ESPN Classic. To get ESPN Classic, call 1-800-CLASSIC. Are you old school?
Exciting episode of...
Welcome to the age of Vega. Sony Vega, part of the Sony Home Entertainment universe. To learn more, call toll-free 1-877-316-SONY.
Back at Talladega Super Speedway, celebration ongoing. Look at the play money. That is play money, I hope, or else we'll see John Kernan diving into the picture there, and Weber and Dunlap. But they are still celebrating down there in the Winston 500 victory lane. Let's take a look at the final lap. And, guys, it just doesn't get any better than this.
No, it really doesn't. All day long, but look at them going into the final turn 1 for the final time.
And every one of those cars with a chance to win. But obviously the cars up front a better chance to win. Dale Earnhardt comes off turn 2. And look at the back. We talked to Kevin LePage. Look as he shows shuffling back. Meanwhile, back up front in turn 3.
Now, Bobby Labonte was 3rd when this lap began, and now he will be shuffled. See a car going to the outside of him. These 3 cars still single file. Bobby Labonte is finishing in 7th spot.
Yeah, Ricky Rudd went on the inside of him. Rudd's going to get on up to 3rd. And see them come off of turn 4 and head down towards the start-finish line. And you can see the shuffling that went on 3 and 4 wide all the way back. DJ trying his best, but can't get up there. Here's Rudd coming up on the outside of the 22 car of Ward Burton.
And Rudd just does edge Burton for 3rd position. And Earnhardt's win is his driver, Steve Park, waving as they come down the back straightaway. Now, of course, Earnhardt continuing to celebrate now in victory lane. Now, we told you we had a special chance today to be able to eavesdrop on the 88 team. At the end of the race, here's what they said in our NASCAR Winston Cup Spotlight with Dale Jarrett and crew.
Good job, man. Robert, we need to go talk about that pit road deal. Steve, great job, guys. DJ, awesome job, man. Good job in there, guys. That's right. It's just hard to hold all up off there. Remember that big picture we're looking for, okay? And we are ahead of who we need to be ahead of, okay? So that's another one down. 4 more Fridays, 4 more Sundays. All right, good job, guys. Good job. Awesome job, driver. You the man, you the man.
And that pretty well sums it up. I mean, Todd Parrott couldn't have summed it up any better. 4 more Fridays, meaning 4 more Bud Pole qualifying days, and 4 more Sundays. And Dale Jarrett picks up 24 points on Bobby Labonte. He now leads by 246 points. Back with more in a moment.
Pepsi presents a Jeff Gordon moment. This year, Jeff Gordon continued his dominance at Winston Cup road courses. At Sears Point in June, Gordon brought the 24 car into victory lane for the 46th time in his career. And then at Watkins Glen in August, Gordon had the car to beat all day long as he claimed his 5th consecutive NASCAR Winston Cup road course victory dating back to 1987. Another Jeff Gordon moment.
Hey, Jeff. Now listen, I got it right here, buddy. It's icy cold and tasting great. Now come on, Jeff, you tell me, is there anybody in this world who deserves this here Pepsi more than you?
Hi, Jeff. See you later, Jeff.
Now that's what I call motivation.
I don't know where she came from.
Don't worry, Jeff. There's always Daytona.
Tonight, we had the perfect meal for us. The Olive Garden's never-ending pasta bowl. You pick any of the special pastas, and you get all the free refills you want, plus all the salad and breadsticks for $6.95. Good thing I was born hungry. The Olive Garden. When you're here, you're family.
Jim and John were competing for the same promotion. Then Jim got the amazingly quiet Genie Accelerator, which opens twice as fast. Jim got to work quicker. Jim got the big promotion. John works for Jim now. The Accelerator, only from Genie.
Back at Talladega Super Speedway, the Winston 500 is complete. Take a look at our results. And to the right side of your screen, those triangles indicating cars that led a lap, the double triangles, Jeff Gordon having led the most laps.
We'll check back 16 through 30. Also other cars that led, Sterling Marlin, Jeffrey Bodine, Kenny Schrader.
You can see there were 21 cars on the lead lap.
At the checkered flag, the top 20 cars were 2 seconds apart. Remarkable. It just doesn't get any better than that. Well, our top Noble 5 finisher finished in 4th spot. John Kernan.
Great run for Ward Burton this afternoon. Ward, was it as intense out there on the racetrack as it looked to us on television, or even more so?
Probably more so. To run that fast, 3 abreast, it's almost just unreal that we didn't have more than that one instant. Everybody really drove clean and had a lot of give and take, but you were just waiting for it to happen any moment.
How much did you guys have to work on adjusting the car today, or was it pretty good from the drop of the green flag?
Yeah, we don't do a lot of adjusting these places. We had to snug it up a little bit, but basically the way we started the Caterpillar Pontiac was the way we ended the race. I'm really proud of all the guys. They get better cars for them every week, and that team is heading in the right direction. I got to say hi to Jeff and Sarah back home. We'll see you in a while.
All right, congratulations, Ward Burton, a 4th place finish, Jerry.
And a great run by Ward Burton. That's about as excited as Ward gets. He's a pretty laid-back individual, very composed, and just a super guy. But a great run for the Caterpillar Pontiac driver, Ward Burton, coming home in 4th position. Back with more post-race interviews in a moment.
Hey, Buckman. Follow us. Come on.
Like I'm going to fall for that old trick.
Not so good.
All 4
More barricades, huh?
Some people have shrinks. Some people have their garage.
For some days, I'm not a foreman, I'm a circus juggler. I got product coming off the lines, warehouses filling up. I got deliveries, I got to move off the docks. Sometimes things get a little crazy. I need an extra fork, maybe a lift will go down. I call Nations Rent. Whatever I need, whenever I need it, they bring it out. Newer stuff, names I know. Nothing over a few years old. So it works. Then it's one less ball I got to keep in the air. They make it happen for me.
Nations Rent. 1-800-NO-SWEAT.
Crew set. Everybody's ready. Let's go.
Here it goes. Let's hit it.
Rock your way to the fastest finish.
You're good. You're fast. After lunch, we'll do the other side of the street.
Make sure you've got genuine sheetrock. USG Sheetrock brand products. Official marketing partner of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series.
Super Speedway. Festivities continuing there for Dale Earnhardt and the wife Teresa in Victory Lane, having won the 31st running of the Western 500. And yeah, there are some Earnhardt fans and some ESPN fans. We thank you very much. Sports Center is not next, but it's coming up later on. But thanks for the thought. Let's check in down in the garage area with Ray Dunlap.
Well, Doc, in the previous 15 races here at Talladega, Bobby Hamilton has never had a top 10. You got one today, man. You had a pretty good race car, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. We was real happy with the car. It's the same car we finished 8th with at Daytona, and the engine shop has really been working hard, and that thing had a horse in it. It's just, I guess, back the other times they've won all the races, they spoiled the reputation of the car. Won't nobody run with it. I got where I could take the lead a couple times and get hung out, but I bet we come from the back twice. I'm just really happy about how good the car drove. It's the first restrictor plate car I ever had. I could drive and run wide open all day, and that's been a torch for this race team.
There's a whole bunch of drivers already in their airplane taking off right now, but you're sticking around a couple days of testing coming up. What do you hope to learn here at Talladega?
We're testing the 2000 Monte Carlo, and it's a NASCAR test, and see what kind of speed they'll run, where we can see what the rules are going to be like with them. But, you know, we're going to take this and go on the test tomorrow and try to carry momentum into next year for Kodak and Landner and Dana Corporation and see what we can do.
Okay, good run out there. Bobby Hamilton gets his first ever top 10 here at Talladega.
Pretty happy, and indeed so, as the festivities are ongoing down in Victory Lane. There's a look at the Goodwrench crew, and we'll take a look at the NASCAR Winston Cup point standings now with 4 events remaining. Dale Jarrett's lead is now 246 over Bobby Labonte, Martin, Gordon, Stewart, Burton, and Mike Skinner rounding out the top 10.
There's a lot of reasons why so many people who take care of their cars turn to AutoZone each week. The low prices on the replacement parts they really need, and the large selection of the things they simply want. But most of all, they come to AutoZone because of the helpful, friendly people who work there. The kind of folks who know their stuff and who'll go the extra mile to help you out. Because after all, taking pride in taking care of people is what AutoZone is all about.
Hi, I'm Jeff Burton with an exciting message for NASCAR fans. Buy any Exide NASCAR Select product and get a Motorola pager free. It's a great way to enter the Exide NASCAR Select 99 sweepstakes. Every month you'll be paged with another chance to win cool prizes. You could even win $50,000 and be an honorary member of the Exide Racing Team Pit Crew for the first race of the next century. Look for details wherever Exide NASCAR Select is sold.
Holy cow, man, I gotta find a phone.
America's newest tire store has just the tires for you, and just the battery, and shocks, and brakes for your Ford, Mercury, or Lincoln. One-stop service with factory-trained technicians and competitive prices. Now get a Motorcraft-tested tough battery for $59.95. Quality care service, the right people, the right parts, and always the right prices at participating Ford and Lincoln Mercury dealers.
We are back at Talladega, but we want to take a moment here, if we can, to pause and reflect. Today, we have been without one of the dearest members of our ESPN family. our usual host for NASCAR Winston Cup Racing, Bob Jenkins. Now, Bob was called home to Indiana late Friday night because his mother had taken a turn for the worse. Sadly, she passed away on Saturday morning. So today, all of us at ESPN and many within the NASCAR family would like to send our heartfelt sympathies out to Bob, his wife Pam, and all the Jenkins family in these, their hours of grief. Bob, we know your faith is strong and your friends are many. With time, the wounds from this loss will indeed heal. Now let's move back down to the garage area with John Kerr. John?
And I'm with Kenny Wallace, who came through with a 5th-place finish. And, Kenny, great race out there today. Did you enjoy it?
I tell you what, we're crazy, ain't we? I got to running along there, and I tell you what, I was thankfully surprised how good everybody kept their cars. There was a lot of good handling race cars out there today, making it to where we could run 3 and 4 wide right like that. But, you know, it was just amazing. The way it all ended up, you know, I tell you what's more amazing is Dale Earnhardt, because I got to race with him for quite a while, you know, around 8th and 10th, and you know, I dedicated myself to the outside lane there about the last, say, 30 laps, and Ward Burton was right there with me. And then with about 10 to go, you could see it in everybody. You could feel it all around you. You know, it's like, I got to go, got to go. And I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got to get a top 10. I got to get a top 10. And I really dedicated myself to the outside lane there. And I guess we went into 1 on the white flag lap, and somehow 31 got shuffled out in the 99. And I was so high, I thought I was for sure going to hit the wall. And my car was really strong off of turn 2. And I'd run high, but if somebody was in front of me, I couldn't run it wide open because I'd hit him in the rear. And it turned out great. And then something happened down here to Bobby Labonte. He got into it with somebody, and I got low. And, you know, the great thing about this is Square D is a great sponsor, and now they'll get to carry those no bull colors at Daytona next year because they take the top 5 out of this. So for a new team and a driver like myself trying to get back to his winning ways from the old Busch days, this is a lot of pride. They make such a huge deal out of the, you know, top 5. So it's a good day for us.
Great run for him. And, Jerry, he told me, he said a normal person would have a heart attack if they were out there racing. He said,
Okay, and we're excited for Kenny Wallace. Indeed, what a nice young man. What a great run for him today, coming home in 5th position. Now, coming up next, at the top of the hour, the Las Vegas Invitational, the PGA, the TPC at Summerlin. That's up next. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network, go.com. Back with more from Talladega in just a moment.
It doesn't matter how it shatters. Who repairs it does. You do have a choice. Call or request Precision Glass today. Does this rock chip in your windshield look familiar? Have it repaired by Precision Glass and Mirror. Most insurance companies will even waive your deductible. So call Precision Glass and Mirror today, before it spreads.
What? 7-iron. I get it.
It looks like he's having a little trouble with his caddy.
Yeah, I'd say he needs to look at the 2000 Buick LeSabre Limited golf car.
You know, I heard there are 9 of them to choose from.
Yeah, and they're on sale right now with huge savings.
Let's see what he does.
Guess it's time to trade my caddy.
Patriot Buick Pontiac GMC, 212 2nd Street in Williamsburg.
My Sports Center meal starts at 9:53 a.m. But the Did You Know as my appetizer for the 10 o'clock show, which is my main course.
It's just with the crossover.
And for dessert, I don't know. The ice cream with the cookie dough is pretty good.
A rivalry is only as good as the players involved. With Brian Leach and Eric Lindros, you know you'll have one of hockey's most intense matchups. Flyers-Rangers, Friday at 8 on ESPN.
Our ESPN coverage of exciting NASCAR Winston Cup racing from Talladega, Alabama has been brought to you by America's newest tire store, quality care service at participating Ford and Lincoln Mercury dealers. By Suzuki, maker of innovative motorcycles and ATVs. And by Valvoline, you can always tell the guys who use Valvoline. Well, Richard Childress has had a pretty interesting weekend, right, Bill Weber?
Yeah, he certainly has, and the fun's continuing down here in Victory Lane. Well, he lost 2 engines on Friday. Does this make up for it?
Oh yeah, you know, it's a great day, to come back and win this race, having the problems we had on Friday with the engines, but that just goes to show you we give them both of them equal. When they run good together, then they blow up together. So it was a good day, Dale, you know, today. The whole team worked hard, had good pit stops, and, man, I'm proud of these guys.
Does Earnhardt ever cease to amaze you?
Never. You know, when he came up through there, they dropped the green flag, and he came right up through the middle. I told a guy beside him, I said, can you believe this? And also, I got to say congratulations to Mike Skinner. I know he didn't finish where he wanted to. He done a heck of a job all day. That's a great race team. And, you know, it's just where you're at out there, how you get shuffled back. And he happened to get shuffled back today. His turn's going to come to win. He just runs too good. That whole team, Larry McReynolds, the Lowe's team, Lowe's has done a great job for us.
That's part of the horror of being a multi-car team. Only one guy could win. You had two guys up front. Unfortunately, one apparently finished 13th.
Yeah, you know, they try to work together as good as you can, but it looks like they don't. But out here, you know, it's kind of, you got to go where the opening is or where the area is, and it doesn't matter if it's the 3 and 31 or the 88-28 or 18 and 20. Those guys, you're kind of on your own. You help when you get down to it, but the rest of the time you're just racing as hard as you can to be that guy in the front.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you.
Richard Childress celebrating here in Victory Lane, back up top.
Well, an ominous beginning to the weekend for the RCR racing team, but a pretty good finish. And here are the No Bull 5 drivers eligible for the next event coming up in the year 2000. Earnhardt, Jarrett, Rudd, Ward Burton, and Kenny Wallace. Where will that race be? Well, we'll have to wait for the announcement from R.J. Reynolds. Back with more from Talladega in a moment.
America's newest tire store has just the tires for you, and just the battery, and shocks, and brakes for your Ford, Mercury, or Lincoln. One-stop service with factory-trained technicians and competitive prices. Now get brake service for $89.95 or less installed. Quality care service, the right people, the right parts, and always the right prices at participating Ford and Lincoln Mercury dealers.
Hi. Friday's great. Email. It's kind of slow.
Styling, performance, value. Isn't technology great? The Suzuki Katana.
The Redskins road trip it to Tempe to take on the Cardinals on ESPN Sunday Night Football.
Very funny, guys.
It's the Redskins and the Cardinals on ESPN Sunday Night Football. It all begins with NFL Prime Time at 7:30.
What was that all about? Back at Talladega, much of this record crowd finding their way to the parking lots. A lot of people sort of standing around outside excited, talked about what they saw today. Let's check in once again in the garage area with John Kernan.
And I'm with Bobby Labonte, who was up front a good bit of the day, wound up finishing in 7th place. Not too bad a day for you.
No, it really wasn't. You know, the Interstate Pontiac ran good most of the day. And, you know, kind of first, we kind of settled in there for a while, mid-pack deal. And we got up front. We stayed there for the most part. And, you know, we got shuffled back there at the end. But that's part of the Talladega racing here, restrictor plate racing. So, you know, we survived it, and we'll go next weekend.
I guess the 10 laps to go, there are no friends, are there?
Well, I mean, it's just, you know, we had a run, they had a run, and you know, you get scattered out. And, I mean, it's not like nobody's wanting to be single file then, because everybody's wanting to make sure they get away from everybody. And the guys behind had a run, and yeah, I think we're running second there, probably second or third last lap, minute 7th. So, you know, we've been the recipient of that before, and a few times, and this time we weren't. So, like I said, at least we survived, got out of there, had some close calls, and thank goodness, I think everybody got all right through this one here. We'll go to Rockingham.
All right, that's Bobby Labonte. Over to Ray Dunlap.
Yeah, well, Steve Park had a 14th place finish today in the Pennzoil car. The old man out there got it done again today. You learn anything from him?
Yeah, I did. We had the opportunity to run with Dale a little bit in the early part of the race and run the top 5 with our Pennzoil car. And he's the master of the draft. He just knows how to really work his way through, you know, work his way through the pack, always stay in a good draft and stuff. And I think we learned a lot today, having the opportunity to run the top 5 like we did. So 14th's not really indicative of what we had for a car. And, you know, I really thought we could have run in the top 5. But like I said, experience plays a big role here. And, you know, I think we need a little bit more to run up front with these guys and to gain some more respect from these guys to help draft with us along the way.
It's obvious the rad aerodynamics thing has helped you a great deal.
It really has. And, you know, the program has really come along with this Pennzoil team over the last 6 months. We've just have better race cars. The motor shop's doing a fantastic job. The drivers learning a little bit more and trying to get up on the wheel and drive harder and stuff. But, I mean, really, the whole program's starting to come around. And we sit here disappointed with a 14th place finish at a restrictor plate race where we had a hard time qualifying and racing the last time we were here. So, for a fact, this is the first restrictor plate race we have finished since we started the Pennzoil team. Either one thing or another, either the car would break down or the motor would break. And now the car ran good all day long, the motor ran great all day long, and gave us the opportunity to go all 500 miles.
Okay, good job. That's Steve Park, and he's another one of those drivers that'll be here tomorrow testing the year 2000 Monte Carlo.
Indeed, as the celebration is ongoing, a reminder that golf coming up next, the Las Vegas Invitational at the top of the hour. When we come back, we'll tip our hats to the Dale and Dale Show. Dale Earnhardt celebrating in Victory Lane, and we'll give you an idea what Dale Jarrett went through throughout the afternoon in just a moment.
I vow to make you invincible, to make your engine sing, to use the strong, tough synthetic oil, the one that has a super breed of molecules to protect you from cold, heat, dirt, time, the one that'll help keep you from growing old. I will never let you die.
Valvoline SynPower, advanced synthetic oil, additives, and cleaners that super enhance your car's performance.
Together we've celebrated birthdays and opening days, good efforts and little losses, moments that live once and forever. But what we really celebrated is time together. Now McDonald's salutes the year-long Walt Disney World Millennium Celebration, where new memories are yet to come. Commemorate this momentous event at McDonald's with 4 special edition glasses. Where can you start celebrating the millennium? Did somebody say McDonald's?
A lot of parents don't talk to their kids about drugs because they don't know how. All you have to do is try. What you really be saying is that you care. Talk, listen, stay involved.
Back at Talladega, Alabama, celebrations and pictures taking ongoing down in Victory Lane for Dale Earnhardt. Now, let's recap today for points leader Dale Jarrett and the Quality Care team. In their own words, we take one final look at our NASCAR Winston Cup Spotlight.
All right, man, nice, smooth start today. Remember, all passing to the right. Have a good day.
Got a spin here. Stay down. Stay down. Clear high if you need it. Clear high if you need it. Clear high if you need it. Caution's out.
Jason, take another pound out of the left rear. Pound out of the left rear, and you're going to raise that track bar up a little bit more. Take some bite out. Take some bite out. Got 10-4. Wheel straight now. Fingers right there, straight. Ford Frankie. Tires, man. You know what I'm saying? Even though they look good, it's just, you know what I'm saying? We got 4 a while ago. It's the best car.
Keep that work moving. We can get to the front. 10 laps to go. It's all our own. Okay, get forward. Okay, he's going to work with you.
All right, good job, guys. Good job. Awesome job, driver. You the man, you the man. Remember that big picture we're looking for, okay? And we are ahead of who we need to be ahead of, okay? So that's another one down. 4 more Fridays, 4 more Sundays.
And that is a look at our spotlight as our final results come up one more time. Dale Jarrett came up 1 position shy of the win, but that'll show you, Ned and Ben, exactly what it's all about, total team cooperation.
Well, it has to be every one of these guys depend on their team to make those pit stops, to prepare that car during the week, and to be their cheerleaders come Sunday afternoon.
See there, once again, there were 21 drivers on the lead lap. And here's the remainder of the finishing order. Of course, those back down the bottom, Michael Walker was leading the race, Fluid Engine.
Our point standings now with 4 events remaining in 1999 toward the NASCAR Winston Cup. Dale Jarrett gains 24 points, now up by 246 over Bobby Labonte, Mark Martin in 3rd, Jeff Gordon, Tony Stewart, Jeff Burton, Earnhardt, Rusty Wallace, Ward Burton now moves up a spot, Mike Skinner back in 10th position. Let's check in one more time in the garage area with Bill Weber.
Well, Benny Parsons has been preaching for weeks that the NASCAR Winston Cup Championship points race is over, but a lot of people didn't want to agree with him until we got here to Talladega. This is such a huge hurdle for so many drivers. No one was really sure what the point situation would be coming out of here. But Dale Jarrett picks up 24 and now can almost cruise into Atlanta to pick up the Cup rather than to race there. Of course, the next stop for the NASCAR Winston Cup circuit is Rockingham, and we will have the pre-race report on ESPN2 at high noon next Sunday afternoon. So we'll see what Benny has to say now about the points race and the race at Rockingham next Sunday at noon on ESPN2. Doctor?
And our next coverage will come to you from Atlanta Motor Speedway, the curtain call for the 1999 NASCAR Winston Cup Series. November 19th to 20th, Friday, Bud Pole qualifying on ESPN2, 2:30 Eastern Time. The ARCA Bondo Marhat Series cars, the Georgia Boot 400 at 4 Eastern Time on Saturday, and of course NASCAR Winston Cup Happy Hour at 1:30 a.m. Eastern Time. That's all, of course, on Saturday. Then on Sunday, RPM Today at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. NASCAR Today at 11:30 a.m. on ESPN2. Then our live flag-to-flag coverage of the NASCAR Winston Cup curtain call for the season, the Napa 500 from Atlanta Motor Speedway at 12:40 Eastern Time on that Sunday. And then a NASCAR Today special following at 8:30 Eastern Time on ESPN2. Reminder coming up next, the PGA Las Vegas Invitational. That is golf coming up next from Las Vegas. A record crowd on hand today. 170,000 plus to see NASCAR racing at its finest. If you wonder why NASCAR is becoming the most watched spectator sport in all the country, well, you saw it today. An incredible performance by a 7-time Winston Cup champion, Dale Earnhardt. Earnhardt takes his 3rd win of the year and his 9th win at Talladega. Absolutely remarkable performance by Earnhardt as he takes the win, and Dale Jarrett hangs on to add 24 points to his point lead. For Ray Dunlap, Bill Weber, John Kernan, Ned Jarrett, and Benny Parsons, I'm Jerry Punch saying once again, congratulations to the Intimidator. He's the winner of the Winston 500. What a day for race fans at Talladega. So long, everyone.
This has been a presentation of ESPN, proud to celebrate another moment from our first 20 years. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network. Go.com. ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.
Welcome, everyone. Day 5 in the desert. Back to that freewheeling, fire at the hole fun we had over the first 54 holes. And this is shaping up as a two-man shootout. A man who's tasted victory, a man who hasn't won before. Las Vegas, the world's #1 destination when it comes to numbers games. The '99 Las Vegas Invitational. Opportunity knocks on the doors of all the players.